YouTube! We are here. Virtual World is top tier. We went 17-0 in Plat. Yes, the toughest rank of them all. To get to Plat 1, we are here with top tier Virtual Worlds. Free to play. We didn't spend a penny. We didn't spend a dime. We didn't spend anything. Alright? I'm going to go over the deck list. I'm going to show you in solo mode some combos, how to play it, how to win. And a lot of this deck, the main deck core, is commons and rares and SRs. There are really no URs. Actually, none of the Virtual World main deck monsters are UR. They're common, rare, and SR. So you're going to be able to make this very cheap. Desires is also an SR. Emergency Teleport's an SR. The only URs are the techs, and that's Ash and Maxi, but you need to get those anyway. You need to get those anyway, because otherwise you die in Platinum. Alright? The extra deck does contain a considerable amount of URs, which you will be using UR conversions on. But we are ready to show this deck off! Alright, so we start out with the main core. So we're going to start out with Lulu. Lulu is your best searcher. If this card is in your hand, you, well, basically most of your Virtual Worlds have this effect. You target a card in the field, a Virtual World card in the field, monster, spell, or trap, and you dump a different card from the type you targeted. So, for example, if I target Qinglong, it's a spell, I dump a monster or a trap. Or if I target Choo Choo, it's a trap, I dump monster or spell. If I target a monster, then I get to dump spell trap. So you get the idea. Alright, most of your Virtual Worlds have that effect. Then they have additional effect that's based after you do that. And all these effects activate in the hand. So your opponent goes and you summon it on the field and they try to imperm you, they're going to laugh. If they try to Veiler you, they're going to laugh. You activate in hand. Okay? So, basically, don't face Mind Drain at all. Alright, and you're fine. Alright, so we're going to go over what exactly they do beside that effect. So your best one is Lulu. Lulu has the additional effect, beside sending one from the graveyard, to add the third type of card that you did not use yet. So, for example, if I activate Choo Choo, right? I have Choo Choo on the field, I use Lulu, target Choo Choo, and I dump Qinglong. Then I can add a monster, because I targeted a trap, sent a spell, so the only one left is a monster. If I target Qinglong and I dump a trap, then I can add a monster. So we use spell trap, we add monster. Or, if I target monster and I dump a trap, I can add a spell. Monster target a spell, we dump a trap. So, that's how Lulu works. And you need 3 of her. She's an SR. She's incredible. And she's also a tuner, which helps make your plays go wild. Next one is, I'll go over Nian last, is Gigi. This is a normal. This is one of the best cards in the deck. Get 3 of it. There's no reason why you should have 3. If this card's in your hand, you target a Virtual World, you do the dumpy dump thing that we talked about earlier, and then you can special summon this. But the additional effect of Gigi, besides being a non-tuner, is during the end phase, target a Virtual World card in your monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You have so many ways and combos that you could just dump them. Even if you don't open up optimally, you could still dump another Virtual World to your graveyard. So you can make a ton of different plays with GG. So you can even go into M7, recover GG after dumping it with one of your Virtual World effects. So if you choose to dump monster over spell trap, whatnot, then, you know, GG's going to be able to add back anyway. So that's going to be very good to resummon GG after doing that and then getting one to add back. But if you open her up, then or you search her with either Lulu or Qinglong, then she's going to have the ability to just summon herself to the field and add back at the end phase. Very good. And very important for being a non-tuner as well. Next best card in the deck we were running 2 of is 2 Lalo. Lalo is incredible. I would run 2 to 3 of this. I think on the main I was playing 3. But you could definitely run 2 to 3 copies of this card. So what Lalo does is that this card's in your hand, you target a Virtual World card, you control, do this dumpy dump. But then if you do special summon this card, then you can special summon a Virtual World from the graveyard. So this is a great play extender in the deck. So yeah, you want to run 2 to 3 copies of Lalo. As a matter of fact, I'd probably take out Otohime for a third Lalo, now that I think about it. So yeah, Lalo is definitely a 2 to 3 of in this deck. Next, another normal. Okay, so Lalo is a rare. Lily is a normal, and a very good one at that. So its additional effect, beside doing the first effect, is that you get to send the third type of card to your graveyard. So again, if I target Qinglong and I dump a Nian, then I get to dump a Choo-Choo or a Zuon. So I have the option to dump the third. If I target Spell and then I dump a Choo-Choo, then I can dump any monster that I want. So it's very versatile in doing so. And it can help get your plays going as well if you need multiple cards in the graveyard to extend with. Next is Virtual World Ohimi Meister. I mean Otohime. So what this does is, if you control no monsters, or all your monsters are Psychic Worm, you can almost summon this without tribute, but that's not why we play it. If it's in the graveyard, discard a Psychic Worm. This could include your Gamma or your Driver, and you can special summon this and extend as the tuner, which can help you make rank 6 plays, and also make you, very fun dragon. We're going to talk about that in a second. Next is Virtual World Hieme Nian. So what Nian does is, if a level 3 monster is normal special summon, get the summoner to your field. It does not have the first effect of dumping, but this is very good on the extension. You can run this at 2 to 3. So if you want, you could play Otohime, play 3 Lalo, and then cut Nian in 2. But I like as many normal summonable monsters as possible, in case that they try to interrupt you with Ash. It's really good to have normal summons. So Nian is very good. And while it's in your graveyard, if you special summon a level 3, you get to bring back Nian, and then it comes back as a tuner, but banish in the end phase. You can use this to make Break Sword or help make any of your level 3s. Also, we're going to talk about, also help make your 6s and then to your 9s, so you can synchro climb with her. Also, we're going to talk about the trap that allows you to level up their monsters. So, yeah. Next, we have the other cores, which are the spell and traps, and they're all rares. Okay, so you don't, and except Jun, which is a normal, so that's easy to get. Kualun is a rare. It's a 3 of, get it. So you activate this, and this places a gate in your spell and trap zone, which is the best thing for you because this enables Lulu right off the bat. So you can activate this, and then you play Choo-Choo from the deck face up. We'll talk about what Choo-Choo does in a second. You could also, in some situations, play this, Qinglong, but most of the time you're going into Choo-Choo. And then its effect, you gain additional effect based on the gates you control. This never goes off. I never use 3 and 4. 2 gains 200 attack and defense, but 3 and 4 never go off. 3 is send the top 3 cards of your deck to the grave. And 4 special summons up to 4 virtual monsters with different names for your extra deck, but this never goes off. So, the main thing is you're playing this for Choo-Choo to enable you to dump the spell and to search a monster off of Lulu. Next is Qinglong. Qinglong is your spell. This has on-field effect and a graveyard effect, so you continue with spells and traps on both. On-field effect is you banish a virtual world, then target one face-up monster on the field, negate its effects. This is very useful to play around like Utopic and Borreload Savage Dragon. This is very good, because then you can negate things, and then you can force out negates, and then you can go into combo. So you definitely want to use this at 3. The second effect, which is the primary use in your reasons, if this effect wasn't good, the second effect is really good. So you banish this from your graveyard, it allows you to add any virtual monster from your deck to your hand, so you can search Lulu, or Juju, or Gigi, or whatever you want, and then send 1 card from your hand to your grave, which is actually relevant because you actually want your spells and traps in the grave, so that's very good. Next, we have Choo-Choo. Choo-Choo allows us to target 1 face-up card in the field and destroy it, as when we shuffle in 2 or banish virtual cards, which isn't a deterrent because you want your virtual cards going in your deck. That's actually very good for you, because that allows you to recycle and gain more resources and not deck out, so that's actually really good. Also, during the main phase, if this is in the graveyard, if that wasn't a good enough effect, you can target a virtual monster you control and increase and decrease its level or rank by 3. So you want to increase the level by 3 to help make your Shen Shen and into your Croc plays and into VFD. Next, the final trap is Zhumwao. So Zhumwa allows us to, during the battle phase, to control another virtual gate. You can change the battle position of monster. Not relevant. Second effect is Monster Reborn. During the main phase, you can banish this card from your grave, then target one virtual monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, but it negates effects. And then send one send one card from your hand to your grave. So you can instantly enable this to be a Monster Reborn in the play extender. This is very good. And it's super duper easy to get in the graveyard, so it's very, very useful. The other texts are Desires, Potted Desires. We banish 10, draw 2. The reason why we don't get punished by this is because we have both Shen and Chuchi, which put everything from the banished back into the deck. Well, not really Chuchi, because if it's face down, it can't. But Shen puts things back in the graveyard, and then we can get those resources right back. So that's actually very, very good for us. And then we can M7 amp things back to RAM. We have a lot of things that we can do. Next is Foolish Burial Goods. So we send one spell or trap from the deck to the grave. Increases the consistency, allows us to mainly dump Queen Long. So that's mainly what you're dumping. Unless you have it already, then you can just dump it to trap or whatever here. Next we run for the hand traps 2 Gamma. Because we can Gamma is very good in this deck for a myriad of reasons. One, we can dump this for Odahimi's effect or any discard effect we have. So even if it bricks, it's not bricking. Secondly, we use Gamma to bait out Ash and Maxi. And the way we do that is if we reveal, since these activate in the hand, if we target a Qinglong or a Chuche, we activate in hand. And then they chain Maxi. We could chain Gamma because we don't have a monster on the field yet. And then we can negate their Maxi. And then we can special summon 2, including Driver. And because Driver's a level 6, it helps us go into our level 9s. So it synergizes perfectly. Also could help you make Ultima Zulkin if you want as well. So that's really good. Also going second, this is amazing because you can just negate a card and summon 2 on the field and destroy their monster. So it's a fantastic hand trap. And also it works with discarding Driver in this deck because if they ever clear your field with like a Regeki, then you discard a Driver earlier for your effects and then you can just Gamma a play that they want to start up. So that's actually really good. Maxi and Ash are just here because they're absolutely incredible hand traps. So, yeah. Now that I think about it, since we have all this, we were on a budget for it, but since we picked up our 3rd Ash from all our winnings, I would throw a 3rd Ash in here to negate their Maxi. So I would just do that. And then you have a total of 8 hand traps in the deck, and it becomes very, very good for you. So that's very, very good. Alright, so now, onto the extra deck. Once Stardust Charge Warrior, make this with a 3 and a 3, and then you draw a card, which helps you extend, and because it's 6, it's perfect for M7 and your bouncer. Coral Dragon, same thing, except that if we Synchro Climb into it, we can pop a card, and then we can also draw, which helps us get our graveyard fodder, because we need to discard in order to resolve Zhuo, Wanzhu, and Qinglong, so that's actually very relevant. This card really never goes off, but it's here. It's a 6. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while you have 2 or more graveyard with the same original type and attribute. Basically 2 virtual worlds with different names. But second effect is you can banish 2 with the same original type and attribute, then send 1 card to the graveyard. So this can get around cards that cannot be destroyed. Played as a 1-of. Never really comes up. So if you don't have it, you can still make the deck. Don't be too sad because you don't have this. Because I really never summoned this at all in Plat, to be honest with you. 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So this is a UR. You never summon this by its own way. You summon this off of Zulkin. So basically what this does is when a monster effect is activated, you can negate it and destroy it. And then it gains that attack. Second effect is if it battles a level 5 or higher monster, it gains the attack of the opponent's monster until the end of the damage step. So, fantastic card. Cloud Castle allows you to, on Synchro Summon, to revive the level 9. So, this is great with M7 on the comeback to summon a second VFD. Vermilion Mech is a level 9 that just pops a card in the field. Duel Links players, I know you know this card. You've seen it 100 times over. You probably know Cloud Castle. How many times have you seen Blue Eyes summon this? There's no excuse. Just banish and pop. Then you have Ravenous Croc Dragon. So, you're going to primarily summon this first. It's an SR. You draw a card. And then this also counts as skill drain as well, because if they activate skill drain in response to you drawing, you can quick effect discard a card, then pop their skill drain. That actually came up in an Eldritch Duel, and I'm going to show it to you. Now, this, and then you use that to make VFD, of course. This is a one-of, and you need it. This card wins you so many games. Shen Shen is an absolutely fantastic card. It takes a tuner or a non-tuner, so any deck can summon this. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished and set from the field. So if they summon Eldritch Lord, banish it. They activate their Eldritch Traps, banish, banish, banish. It's macro on the field. This card is amazing. They activate Conquistador, banish. They activate whatever it is. Any of their Eldritch Traps just get banished. Any of their Eldritch cards. This card is also fantastic in against just any meta deck. Phantom Knights get banished. What else cares about the card? Drytrons, banish. They really want their graveyard, and it's great in the mirror because early on in the mirror you need the graveyard. You summon Shen Shen in the mirror, then they can't go in front of their graveyard, and it cucks them. So, boom, Shen Shen's amazing. And if that wasn't good enough, second effect. It has 2 more effects. Second effect. You can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with these different original types and attributes from each other. And then this special summons itself. It's a monster reborn. Incredible. And third effect. When it declares an attack, you could return 1 banished monster to the owner's graveyard. This can cuck decks that want things in the banished. And it's any monster. So if you want to get something like Ritual Beast and you attack, you can start putting their things back in the graveyard. And that will annoy the hell out of them. In some cases. Yes, Shen Shen has another effect. Insane card. How is this even legal? This card is amazing. Next is Ultima Zulkin. So Zulkin, you use this. You don't synchro summon this. You send a monster who's a tuner and a non-tuner who is level 5 or higher. So you have so many level 5 or higher non-tuners and tuners in this deck. It's insane. Like Lily's a non-tuner. Lao Lao's a tuner. Otohimi's a tuner. It's easy. And your synchros work as well. But the main thing is, this is here because whenever you set a card, you get to special summon a level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro from the extra deck while you control a Synchro monster. They can't target this attacks or effects. So if you control Crystal Wing, they can't target your Zulkin for attacks and effects. And then you set, and then you summon your Crystal Wing, ignoring the summoning conditions. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, so really, really good. Also, it's not treated as a Synchro monster, so don't try to revive this afterwards. It won't work. Okay, so there's that. Next is... Where are we up to? The Exceeds. Break Sword. This is a rank 3. You just make it. This is coming to Duel Links. You sack it, and you target a card your opponent controls, pop it. Very good. Very simple 1-for-1 trade with any of your level 3s. Good if you access too many tuners in your deck. Next is Constellar Plotomy M7. 2 level 6s. You make this in some of your combos. Especially the ones where you're dumping GG to the graveyard. With like Lulu the Search Lily to jump GG. You make this, and then you add any monster from your graveyard to your hand. Also can bounce things on your opponent's field that can't be destroyed. Can be very useful. Can also, if you have full field and you have combo, don't feel afraid if you're going like to add back your hand traps. It can do that as well. So you can get a lot of versatility there. Next is Photon Strike Bouncer. Oh, also, one more thing. This also helps you because if you attack with this on an extension board, you can end on a Zeus. So we're going to talk about that. Photon Strike Bouncer. Duel Links players, I know you know these 2 cards. If you don't, I don't know what you've been doing. You've been under a rock for the last year and a half, I guess. So Bouncer, during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated in the field, negate it, and they take the full 1,000. This isn't Duel Links. Okay, so this is absolutely amazing card. This is another one you want one of. Virtual World Phoenix Fan. So this takes 2+ level 6s. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card. They target or face a card, but it controls, and 1 card in their either graveyard and banish them. So this banishes the card out of the grave. This helped against Eldritch because I banished their their lord, and I banish one of their cards in the grave so they can get back. And if the succeed summon card is destroyed by an opponent's monster or card effect, by battle or card effect by opponent's monster, while in its own monster zone, you can special summon 2 virtual worlds with the same type and attribute from the deck. So it's really good to just get 2 other monsters and go into your follow-up. Next, this is the best card in the deck during our 17-0 streak. Very fun dragon. I mean, true king of all calamities. This takes 2 plus level 9 monsters. Once per turn, quick effect. You can detach 1 material from this card. Declare 1 attribute. This turn, all face-up monsters on the field become that attribute. And all monsters in your opponent's possession can activate their effects. So, obviously, you summon this and you pretty much win the game. Unless your opponent, like, droplets it or something or chalices it. But the way to counter that, I'm going to show you. So if your opponent activates Chalice, what you're going to do is you're going to flip up, you're going to chain your Chuche, and pop it. Now, because it gets popped, it's no longer the field. Chalice loses the target. It resolves after the semicolon, not before. So it will not get to negate the effects. And you have a lingering effect, which means that they can't, even if they wanted to negate VFD afterwards, they couldn't. It's permanently in effect, so they can't do anything. They still won't be able to activate monster effects, which will shut down a lot of their strategies. That's very good. Also, if they go droplets, what you can do is you can pop the droplets. So let's say they discard monster, right? And you pop the droplets, then you can make them discard another card. And if they don't have monster, then you can negate. Because what will happen is that you'll force them in that path to discard trap. And if they don't have a monster after that, then they're kind of in deep doo-doo. So there's ways you can play around droplets as well. And the final card in the extra deck is Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. So this card is insane. You're not summoning this with 2 level 12s. The only deck that could do that is Drytron. If an Exceed monster battled this turn, you can Exceed summon this by overlaying it. Just that Exceed monster, using it as control. And then summon this boy out. And then just wipe the field, banish, clear it. That's really good with Bouncer M7. Or even this, if you take out their field, then summon the Zeus, and then take out their field again. Having Zeus on the field with calamities is just stupid. So even if they try to establish a field, then you just clear it. Okay, so that's the deck profile. Now, let me show you what we can do in solo mode. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to enter solo mode here and just show you some setups. This is all going to be on YouTube, so if you don't miss this, chat, talking to my Twitch chat, if you don't miss this, then make sure you go on to YouTube. So we're going to just jump into dual strategy, so that way I can show you a combo. I want to show you a combo here. Okay, so we go first. I'm going to show you a basic setup here. I'll have more in-depth guides coming out later on. Okay. So first thing you want to do with this hand is you want to bait out Nash. So we go Desires. And this hand, you'd rather them not Ash you here, because it's not that strong. Okay, that made it even worse. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to normal summon the Yan Yan, because we need a spell in the grave. We have no search targets. So we're going to go Yan Yan, normal summon, and then we're going to use GG, summon, and then we dump one of the other types. Remember, we summon monsters so we can dump spell or trap. So we're going to summon the GG, which will allow us to get back in the end phase. Then we can discard here, and we're going to add Lulu. And we're going to discard Desires. The reason why is we want to get another monster search here. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to activate Qinglong. So we can dump Trap, and then we can add monsters. So we add the third type. We target Spell, that's type number 1. Type number 2, we dump Trap. We're going to dump our Reborn here. And then type number 3, we're going to search. And the card we're going to search here is... I'm out of that already. Holy moly. We're going to search Lily. Normally we'd search a Lao, but we banished all of them, unfortunately. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we have a Reborn accessible to us. So we're just going to try to get as much advantage here as we can. We're going to go into Stardust Charge Warrior first. by using the Lily and the Yan Yan. We want to get Yan Yan in the graveyard, because then she can resummon herself, getting us even more advantage. So we're going to summon Charge Warrior, activate the Warrior, we're going to draw a card. Alright, so we draw into another hand trap, which is fine. Yeah, I'm going to activate the Lily. Now in this case, we can dump Trap and Spell. So we're going to target GG. If we had another Psychic in hand, we could target the spell. So that way we can dump a monster. We don't have to dump a spell, but in this case we want to. So we're going to go ahead and dump a Qulon just to deck thin out. Then we're going to activate our trap, Zhuao, and then we're going to discard Gamma. We could have technically, I guess in theory, we could have technically went into that and discarded Gamma and dumped, what's its name? Yeah, we could have technically dumped Odahime, but there's no need. Now, since we special summoned to level 3, we're going to go ahead and bring out the Yan Yan. So we have a full field here. We're going to be able to combo off with. This is an easy VFD on the field. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in the Croc. So we're going to go ahead and summon a Croc Dragon here, just to pick up a draw. You could also technically set up an M7 play here, but let's simplify it down a little bit, because people are first learning to play. So we're going to go Croc Dragon, Link 1, Lily Link 2. So we chain block the Croc Dragon here. And then I forgot to bring up this. Yan Yan has another effect. When she's sent to the graveyard, we get to target one of her banished cards and shuffle it back in the deck. Since we lost to Lao, we're going to bring one back, so we don't lose all our Laos here. That'd be highly unfortunate. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to activate our second trap here. And we're going to bump up the level. I'm trying to simplify this down the most way we can without getting too complicated to like make an M7 setup or something like that. And then we're going to synchro summon using our level 3 My Hin Lulu, and then GG to go into Shen Shen. This is actually better anyway, considering what we drew into. So we're going to activate our Gate, Kowloon, to play our trap. And I guess you can use the effect even though it's not going to be relevant. And then you Exceed Summon into Very Fun Dragon. And then we can end our turn. But before we end, we target GG and we add back a Lulu. So we can target our trap and then we can combo off again. Well, in this case, we target spell because we already have enough established there. So we can dump another trap because we already have follow-up. So we Calamities there, but there's no need. I'm just trying to show you the combo. But technically, you would Calamities in the draw phase there. So that way they can't play the game. Now we go off. It's our turn. We're just going to detach here. Declare whatever. Now, we're going to go off. We're going to activate Lulu, targeting our spell so we can dump a trap. Oh, we don't have a trap in the deck. Okay. Yeah, we're out of traps. Okay, that's fine. So then we just special summon this at this point. Kind of sucks that we ran out of traps there. Holy moly. Okay, so we did run out of traps and we don't have spell follow-up. So it's fine. We can just attack here. Normally you want to have a spell follow-up at this point. Oh. Okay. Now at this point, the game's saying, hey, do you want to make Zeus? And we say no. We're good. I thought I had spell follow-up in the grave, but it's okay. We're still in an insanely good position here. No need to Calamities, because our computer's just going to set pass. We know what he's doing. But if we didn't know, we'd just go Calamities. Alright, so now we're going to activate Shen Shen. And we can banish any two. We're going to banish Gamma. And we're going to banish our Lily. Bring out the boy. Flip up our Charge Warrior. Activate Emergency Teleport. To summon out our Nian Yan. Yep, very powerful. Now we can Synchro Summon into Coral Dragon. Activate Nian Yan to put one back in our deck. We can go spell here. Now we can do quite a bit of things here. Appreciate that follow you now, part of the tilt. Now we can't go Zulkin here, but what we can do is we can do a lot of crazy, crazy things. So here's what we're gonna do. Get ready for this. We're gonna go into our... Well, that only gets rid of face up, so we'll just do this. We're gonna exceed our Coral and our boy. Just make an M7. Could also Coral pop if you wanted to, but there's really no need. We know we're gonna win anyway. Now we're gonna attack. And if this wasn't lethal, I'm not gonna lethal him here. I'm just gonna show you what you could do if you didn't lethal him. I'm just trying to show you an example of what could happen here. Now you have Zeus. So now you have Zeus on the field. We could have did this last turn, so that way you would have had Calamities out with that if you have a standing good hand. And with at this field, we're not activating our effects. I'm just trying to turbo through this so the video doesn't become hours long. But just trying to turbo through some things here. Show you the power of this deck. That's fine. Now we can activate Zeus, give it another material. And we can attach from the extra deck as well. Keep that in mind. I don't think I want to attach from the extra deck though. So we'll just go from the grave. Or the deck. We can actually go from the deck. Go Shen Shen. Add back. Put back Nian Nian. And we go for game. More than what we needed to do, but we didn't. Very good. So that's an example. So your main goal is to get VFD set up turn 1. Focus on that first. Okay, so there you go. I needed to get this on the free-to-play anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a few replays before we end our video. So let me go over the replays here. Do we got any Plat 1 save? We do. Okay. Let's watch this one. Alright, so I think this one was against Eldritch. So this is one I definitely want you to see. They're all good, so it doesn't matter. Yep, this was Eldritch. Yep. So he's going to activate. Going to get his Golden Land Forever. So make sure you understand this, because Eldritch is one of the top meta decks. This is a tier 2 deck as well. Alright, so now we top deck in the GG. So the first thing we want to do is Kowloon. Kowloon is a skill drain out. So keep this in mind when we set up Chuche for skill drain. We're going to dump our spell. We're going to special summon out Lily. And then because we dumped the spell, we can dump another monster in the graveyard. So we choose Nian Nian. We're going to activate Lulu, targeting trap. Dump another spell for the follow-up. Activate searching Lalau. Because we dump spell and targeted trap, we can get monster. Now we Synchro Summon and we bring out the Croc Dragon. Now Croc Dragon's going to be up the skill drain here. See, this is what I mean. This is what I was trying to tell you about where we bait up the skill drain. So they go to negate the draw, then we discard 2, and then we can pop his skill drain. So he goes in Chains Compulse, so we lose the Croc Dragon. And now we're going to get to draw, because it's not going to be on the field anymore. So we're going to get to draw a card as well. So Croc Dragon's effect to draw will resolve his Link 1. Simply Kenobi! So we're going to jump the trap here. We're going to summon Lalau. Lalau's going to summon, and then we can trigger Lalau to resummon the Lulu. And then we can Synchro Summon here into our Vermilion Dragon mech to pop another card in the field. Activating Mech, we're going to banish a Lalo. He's going to chain Conquistador, which is fine. But he doesn't control Eldritch the Golden Lord, so he cannot destroy a card in the field. He's going to activate to dump a trap because we popped his... Yeah, what did we pop? We popped Cursed Island, so we can do that. Now we can summon Shen Shen. Activate. Put it back, since we have another 6 and 3. And now Shen Shen's cracked because we banished his trap, so that cannot go back to the graveyard. So we cannot gain advantage off of that. We're keeping Shen Shen in play. No reason to BFD here. Now, since we have Shen Shen on the field, every card gets banished. We trigger GG in the M phase to add back Lily. Alright, he activates Scarlet the Sanguine, so he's going to summon his big boy. But Scarlet's going to get banished. Now he's going to reveal Eldritch in the hand, try to pop, but we chain in. We're going to pop him in response to him popping our Virtual World. Not only did his 2 cards get banished, but because we're chaining this on Chainlink 2 and not Chainlink 1, we can pop and banish his other Eldritch. So that is very, very bad for him. These 2 cards get sent to the grave because our effect only banishes cards on the field. So he gets to summon out his Eldritch here. He's going to attack over Vermilion Beck. That's fine, but he has no field now. No field at all. So this gets very bad for him. No other traps in the grave. We cucked them here. Now we can activate our effect, banishing. We're going to add the Lily, that means the Lulu. Now target the trap so we can dump a spell and then add a monster. So we're going to add Lalo so we get the Monster Reborn effect. Also, since we summon Lulu, we can trigger Nian Yan. Then summon Lily, dumping Kowloon to summon itself, to dump another Nian Yan. Activating Trap to increase our level by 3. Now we can make a Exceed Summon here. And we are going to build the Overlay Network, Exceed Summon. Nope, we don't go VFD in this match at all. Now we banish his Eldritch and his Cursed Island. So now he has no way to get that back. We're going to summon Lalo, trigger, summon out Lily. Go into M7. Activate M7. We're going to target back the GG for a follow-up on the next turn if we wanted to. Trigger GG, target the monster, and he's just done. And then we still had Shen Shen to summon. So you can see how much we just went off. We just destroyed Eldritch. That wasn't even a competition. It wasn't even a competition at that point. We just absolutely wrecked Eldritch. So if you don't like Eldritch, there you go. Destroyed. It wasn't even close. Yeah, we just crushed them. That's how powerful this is. Okay, so here we open up pretty nice. Really nice, actually. So we go first, we activate Desires. We're going to banish 10. We're going to attempt to draw, but we bait out the Ash. That's why I talk about baiting out the Ash. So he Desires here to bait out the Ash Blossom. Now we can go Kowloon. We're going to be able to play Trap from deck. So we go into Chi-Chi. Now we activate Lulu, target, dump spell, summon Lulu, add Gigi. This is your Genticle combo that you want to do. Sometimes you're adding Lily, but most of the time it's Gigi. In this case, we're adding Gigi. Sometimes it could be Lily as well, but in this case it's Gigi. Because we can get to a 6 and set up the Lalo. Now we go into Croc Dragon because we up the level with the trap. Now we can activate, summon, play through the Ash, and still set up a VFD. We're going to go ahead and summon back the GG, triggering the Nian Yan. We're going to Synchro into Shen Shen. Now we're going to Exceed Summon into our Calamities. Again with the Chuche, and then we activate the GG to add back the Lulu, and we're in a great spot here. So draw phase, here we go. Turning off all dark. So now all of his monsters become dark, and we shut him down. Okay, he's going to search Invoker here. This is Invoke Shadol Dogmatica. We negate, so he's going to take out a monster, but doesn't matter. We're lingering effect. He goes into Kaliga. He can't activate Alistair because we stopped them. Now we can activate, pop the Kaliga by returning the Qinglong and the Chuche. So we can pop. Now we activate Lulu, triggering Trap. He's going to Ash that. That's fine. We beat up the Ash there. And now he's shit out of resources and he's going to die. Stuck out. Not that. Okay, so we normal summon. Then we trigger Trap. We're going to resummon the Lala onto the field. Discard Trap, activate E-Telly to summon out another Yan Yan, and we're going to Synchro Summon into us Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior on field is going to get us to draw a card here. And then we're going to Synchro into Ultima Zulkin. Not Synchro, but Special Summon it into the Crystal Wing. Target the Shen Shen, and he's done. We have another negate in his next turn, and then an on-field macro plus a pop. So that's not looking very good for him. Okay, so one more replay here. And then we will call this a YouTube video. Very good. Very, very good. Very clean. Also, Jayor, guys, I'm not ignoring you in chat. Just to let you know, I'm just in the process of describing a YouTube video. Alright, oh, this one's the crazy one. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward this because this guy took like 30 minutes for his turn. So he makes a full Automat board here. We're fast forwarding this because otherwise this will go on forever. So he goes in the Prime. This is a really good one where we outbeat him. You're gonna wonder how we beat this board. I'm gonna show you. You can see him popping off here. Yes, the true power of Automats has been revealed to us. So basically off the spell, he keeps drawing every time he summons a Utopia. If you're in Duel Links, you've seen this probably before. Here comes Draco Future. And you can see just this guy popping off. Okay, now I can slow this down. I just wanted to speed this up because this guy like took 50 billion years to make his move. And you're probably saying to me, how the heck do you win this? I'm gonna show you. Trust me, when we were dueling like this in Master Duel, it felt like a half hour for this to happen. Okay, so now it's our turn. Okay, so here's how we start off. Actually, I should fast forward this because it's going to take forever. I'm going to fast forward this. Alright, so basically what we're going to do here is we're going to bait out a ton of special summons. Desires, draw 2, activate the Lily. We're going to special summon, dump the Yan, activate the E-Telly to summon out a Lulu. We're going to summon. We're basically trying to special summon as much as possible to make him draw as many cards off Maxi. We tried to go for deck out, but you're going to be surprised how we win this. We get to do setup. So we synchro on the Charge Warrior, which also allows us to draw to get into more of our engine. Then we can Yan. We choose Yan as Chainlink 2, so we get to shuffle the card in before drawing, which is what we want. To draw into one of our engines that we desired. So now we get to put that back, add back the Lulu, trap, dump the spell, add the Lalo, and he keeps drawing. Activate Trap, banish, resummon the Lily. He's going to draw. We're going to discard the Otohime. We're going to draw again. He's going to negate. Revenous Croc Dragon, that's fine. We could have chained the pop, but it really doesn't matter in this case. In a case like this, trust me, it does not matter in the slightest. Okay, we go Calamities, and we're going to attack here. We're going to go into Lalo. He's going to negate Lalo, which is fine. Now we go Spell, and we're going to negate, which we could have did before him, which I should have did. It was just to negate that. And now we go Calamities. Now we go Zeus. I should have held Zeus for his turn, theoretically, but you just would have negated, so it wouldn't have mattered. He just would have negated with this. So he negates Calamities, and we blow up his field. So it was actually correct what we did there. It was actually correct. So now he's basically out of extra deck monsters. We should have summoned this in defense to play around double or nothing, jeez. But other than that, we're doing this quite fine. So there goes Utopia. Here comes double or nothing. He's going to pay 500. Now he's mad because his whole field just got banished. And then next turn, we just go off here. So he goes into his own Zeus. And here he's panicking. And then we have more searches and we can potentially play through the Zeus by forcing something. Yeah. So we won that one. Alright. Yeah. Holy. Yeah. We won that. We managed to pull that out of our hat. That was one that we had in the insane win streak that we did. So, YouTube, 17-0. Invest in Virtual Worlds. Please do. It's a great investment. You will get Plat 1 very easily. And if you need help, tune into my streams, please. Follow me in the Twitch link in the description below. That would be much appreciated. If you want to see me play live on Master Duel or in Duel Links, because I'm going to be streaming, I stream both. I will have a schedule coming out in Discord. So if you follow me on Twitch, you can get the link to my Discord there. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe in the video, please. I'm going to do it for my Twitch chat now. Command YouTube, so that way they can get over there. Appreciate the follow, even now I'm part of the tilt. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, and there's the link to the Discord. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. This is Tilt Matry, signing out. Peace.